It was great fun. I'm not a big time prepare stuff kind of person, so I didn't worry too much. I just wrote a general outline about what we were going to do and brought in an occasional article or poem or idea, and the folks who were in the class brought all their experience to it, so it worked really well.
I enjoyed the interaction and also bringing new ideas to people and having them share their new ideas with me. It is certainly not a lecture format, so it enables people to speak out and give their views about whatever particular topic we're discussing. And therefore I learned something as a result of the interaction.
So they were very interested, very enthusiastic, and their enthusiasm inspired me to work as hard as I could to provide them with more and more and more information.
Adult learners are the best learners. It's been a pleasure teaching at Stonewall Lifelong Learning Institute. I learned as much from the students I had, from the peers that I worked with, as much as I think I had to offer on the topic that I knew at hand. I think it's good to be organized, but don't be too organized in your class preparation. There will be a dynamic that sort of takes over, because not only do adult learners do their homework, but they bring life experiences that add a context to the topic. It's a lot of fun, it's hard work, but I don't think you'll regret at all throwing your hat into the ring. You'll meet some great people, and it's basically was a wonderful, positive experience. I highly recommend it.
I can remember during the presentation of the play that one of the actors led the person he was talking to, led him in the wrong direction, and there was a dreadful pause. And I was wondering whether I would have to shout out the line, but fortunately they were to pick it up. With acting, there's always the possibility that someone will forget or say the wrong line, and having directed plays for many years, I factor that in, hoping that it's never going to happen. In this case it happened, but I don't think the audience ever really knew that there was a problem.
Well, I taught two classes. One was on gay people in the media, and the other one was on the gay marriage movement, and I looked at it basically from the Massachusetts viewpoint, because we were the first state to have it. What I learned in that class was that some people had different points of view. Some were very pro-marriage, some were indifferent, and some were anti-marriage. And
when you say anti-marriage?
Well, they weren't necessarily against marriage. They understood that it was an equality issue, but felt that there were other issues that were more pressing, like HIV and AIDS, civil rights protection in the workplace, repealing don't ask, don't tell. And at the end, I think in the class, people really learned a lot from each other in different points of view, and were able to come away from the course with an enhanced or a richer understanding of how the marriage equality movement really had a big effect on all of us and advanced the equality agenda, no matter what your point of view was. There you go.
First of all, they have to really be self-motivated. They have to have a personal interest in learning and in teaching. They have to have a personal interest in and enthusiasm in sharing information that they think is valuable. Now, what they think is valuable may not be universally valuable, but somebody out there is interested in it. Someone is interested. But it has to be a personal, internal motivation to teach, given that we are not paid. The incentive is an internal one. You have to have a desire and interest in teaching.
If you're going to teach, I would recommend being creative in your approach. In the case of a gay media course I took, or I co-led, I brought in some speakers. I brought in a publisher of a local magazine, a publisher of a local gay paper. I also brought in some clips that I had that showed my being under the media's limelight, and that seemed to generate a lot of interest from people because it was not just out of a textbook and out of a course syllabus, but it sort of took on a life of its own.
I would encourage anyone to do it, provided, of course, they had a firm handle on whatever the topic was that they were going to present, and approach it as a learning experience for yourself, but also an opportunity to interact with others, to stimulate people, and to have a good feeling as a result of participating in the discussion.
Just know a little bit about it and trust the process. It's a mutual exploration.
Anything else that you'd like to say?
No, come on over and we'll have fun together.